coming to you live. And I am coming to you live because I have decided to do something unique for me. I know that I always am tracking the moon cycles, and I really, really love the energy of both the new moon and the full moon. And I have decided to be launching something this new moon. And before I tell you what I'm launching, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is my grandma, and she is one of my heroes. And I love that it says my hero. My sister actually gave me this magnet, and it is wonderful. And something special about my grandma is this is Grandma Evans. Is that Grandma Evans was very kind. She was a very kind soul, and she overcame a lot of obstacles. And even through all of the obstacles, she persevered, and she always did so with kindness, with a smile on her face, and with doing just things from the heart for the people that she loved. Um, and one of the things that grandma always did is she always made a changing pad for any new mamas. So I know that my mom had some for my brothers and sisters. I don't know when my grandma actually started it, if she started it when like I was a baby or if it was later. I obviously don't remember from when I was little, but I do remember that my younger siblings had them. And she made great changing pads, and everybody always loved to get them because they knew that they were wash and go and they were fantastic to use for whatever you needed baby to use, whether they got some of the big ones could be used for if baby got sick or potty training, things like that. But she would normally make the size of like a hand towel, and that's typically what she would make for the changing pad. And then later on, as she was completely retired and living in like a community, and she would get together with a lot of the ladies there and they would do quilting and make blankets and things like that. So I know my children got blankets from that great grandma had helped make and put together. And that was a very special thing. And so, one of the things that I decided that I was going to do, having my grandma's sewing machine, is I decided that I was going to make changing pads. And I remember when I got my grandma's sewing machine and I just asked her how to sew or how to make them. And I remember her telling me, you just put the material together and make it. You just sew it together. It's easy. And so I remember being a little bit just in that learning curve. And there were some frustrating nights because or days when I would sew because I didn't really know how to make them. And so I made changing pads, and at first I made them exactly the same way that my grandma did. And those changing pads were lovely and nice, and I liked them, but I'm not my grandma. I'm me, and I always have my own new ideas and my own spin on things, and I just like to make things the way that I want to make them. And through the course of the past few years, I've really been into making changing pads probably around 10 to 12 years. But with that being said, I really didn't get more into making it until it has really been my thing for probably about 5 years. And even in those 5 years, it kind of ebbed and flowed. I I told you that I had my grandma's sewing machine. Well, a couple of years ago, I would say 2021 maybe it was 2022, early 2022, but I want to say it was 2021. The sewing machine actually broke on me. And so I bought a new sewing machine. And do you guys want to know what? That sewing machine, since it was from the 2021 or whenever it was, um, a new sewing machine worked so much different than a sewing machine that was from like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And since I got my new sewing machine, I actually like to go out and sew and I like to make these things. And so if you've had a baby, especially within the last like 3 to 4 years, you absolutely got a changing pad and you got blankets. Before then, it kind of would depend on my mood if I was going to fight with the sewing machine, if I wasn't, and um, so that was kind of how the story kind of evolved. And then as I started making more changing pads and doing more of them, I've updated my patterns and I've updated how I do it, and I've gotten so much faster. So I want to show you guys what one of the changing pads looks like. So this is one of them that I just made it this week. And it's so pretty. I love making them with fun patterns, fun colors, and I have really learned some awesome tricks for making them. And I've also then started to make blankets. And so here's a baby blanket that I just made. And it's really nice and pretty and cozy, and babies just love to snuggle up in it. I've gotten a lot of comments from parents and moms and dads, just how they like these wash and go things that I make, because if baby spits up, if there is pee that gets spilled, like if pee gets on here or even poop gets on here, you just toss them in the washer. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about getting it, a rag like those plastic ones and wiping it down. You just throw it in the washer, get it cleaned up, and be on your way. And then you have another one as a backup, and then you can use it. Because I usually give a set. Some times, like if you have a second baby, then you'll end up with two sets depending, um, if I gave you one the first time, depending on how old your kids are. And so the launch today is actually for going into a little mini course on how to make the changing pads and how to make the blankets. So I recorded this and I'm so excited to share with you guys how to make them, because I just want to honor my grandma. I want to get people making things for other people. So we are able to make things really with love, make things that people will really use. One thing that I have just noticed overall, people end up really loving these handmade gifts. And so if you are interested in learning how to make the changing pads, learning how to make the baby blankets the way that I do, um, then feel free to message me and I can get you all hooked up and set up. The cost for the little mini course is $22. Um, of course, I really love angel numbers, really love repeating numbers, and that number really felt aligned with me. I think how I'm actually going to set it up is I'm going to put the course into a Facebook group, but I'm also going to have a link for it, and it may also go on my website and be housed in there, so you would have two platforms to use. But to start, I'm going to put it in a Facebook group because I would also like to be able to answer questions. And I just had this idea as I was driving home today, knowing that I was going to be launching this, is that I thought it would be really fun if we just every once in a while came on live together and just even sewed some baby blankets together. And I could just walk you through my steps and then I could answer any questions that you guys have. I thought that would be fun. It wouldn't be an everyday kind of a thing that I would go on because I don't make them every day. But when I want to make them, I love knowing that, okay, this is the pattern that I go to. This is how I do it. This is how I go pick out my fabric. And these are the materials that I need. And honestly, when I am in my groove and I just am making changing pads, I can sew together a pair of them in around, um, I can probably sew together a pair of them in around 30 minutes, 25 minutes. And so I feel like giving the gift from the heart when I'm going to see those new mamas is just something that I enjoy doing. And just a little side note, I know this is something that I do is I always set a good intention for the changing pads too as I'm making them. That's just, I don't know, just kind of a fun thing that I do. But that is my new launch. And if you are interested, for right now, message me. I am doing it on the new moon today. So I'm going to get it all opened up. And again, the cost is $22. And if you would like to be part of that group, and just be part of women that are just wanting to give those heartfelt gifts, just let me know, reach out to me, and eventually I am thinking more by this weekend. I will have an actual link that I can just push out in my stories and things like that. But for today, I'm going to get that Facebook group set up. And so if you are interested in joining that, just let me know. And I will be excited to share this journey on how I make some of these beautiful things for the women in my family, my friends, things like that. And then you can be that person in your family and friend circle too. It is actually it's really special thing. I actually had a cousin reach out to me not that long ago and was like, "Hey, we really like the baby blanket and the changing pad. Would you mind making all of that again for baby number 2 that's coming this summer?" And of course, I was like, yes, that would just be amazing if I could help you out in that way. So I was like, you just spoke to my heart when you were like, yes, I love them and we just want to use them more. And so that gave me the idea of sharing that and allowing other people to also have that feeling of helping people out. And I just really love my grandma. And so I just really thought it would be a fun way to celebrate her, Grandma Evans, and all that she did and the miracles that she was. And if you have any questions, definitely message me. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. Um, oh, I was also just kind of a fun fact. I am doing this on Restream. And I don't know if you type a comment in, if it will pop up on here, but I do have like a little chat bar. And so if you are watching, if you could actually just say hello, and then I just want to test and see if it pops up here because it does say that I can see the chats. So if you are watching, just say hi so that I can play with it a little bit. So yeah, this is just new for Restream. They did kind of an update, and so that was really fun. But if you just jumped on for the new moon today, I am launching a course on how to make baby changing pads and also baby blankets. And so if that is something you're interested in, I would love to have you reach out to me. To start, it is going to be in a Facebook group. And the cost of it is $22 because I just feel really aligned with a lot of angel numbers. And I just think that's really fun. Um, I don't know if anybody has said hello. I do see that there's a few people watching, but I don't know. I'll have to play with this more and see. But if you are here, I thank you for watching till the end. I hope you have a wonderful new moon. And I will be chatting more about this opportunity over the next few days and few weeks. And I look forward to having you join me. And then we can just create some wonderful things for the people that we love. All right. I will talk to you.